Oh, hello, hello. And it's dark in here. Oh, well, hopefully the light will come on. Hi there, everybody. This is Valerie, and I want to wonderfully, cheerfully welcome all of you who are new and have never heard of me before, and you're wondering who in the world I am. I'm Valerie. Many of you probably got here through the item on the common sense, not common. I don't see a lot of common sense, but that's a totally different topic. Or one of my items about reading that you got from the best summer ever bundle. And I just thought I'd come in and say hi because you're probably sitting there saying, "Who are you? And what am I here?" and all of that sort of stuff. So I thought I'd give you some explanation of who I am a little bit. I am the author or creator, however you want to look at it, of the two items that you probably got, or three, depending on how many you got from the bundle. Um, I generally post 2 times a week on email, Sunday, sometime on the weekend is usually when I do it, but it comes out on Monday, is I post something about quotations, which tends to be something that I try to be uplifting and something about looking at a mindset and looking at how you change things. One of the ones that's coming to mind right now is Henry Ford's quote about, "If you think you can or if you think you can't, you're right," and that kind of thing. On Thursday, I talk about education or learning. Now, I'm a college teacher, so I tend to think in terms and give examples of people being in school, but I look at learning from this broad standpoint. Whether you're trying to learn something from work, whether you're trying to learn something new at home, you've just got something, a new toy, a new contraption, and you're trying to figure out how to make it work, and how all of the aspects go into learning. Sometimes this goes into, how to understand if you've got children or other people in the house that are learning, how they can learn. What I'm doing right now, or I started to this beginning of this year, was to go through this book, How We Learn. There we go. Um, and I'm reading it, and then as I come across something that I think that might be interesting to you guys, I talk about this, and that's usually on Thursday. So, for example, I was recently talking about a topic called incubation, which basically means that when you're stuck on something and you put it away and you don't think about it, and suddenly you're in the middle of the shower, or you're doing something completely irrelevant, and you've got this bright idea about how to solve that particular problem, that's incubation. And so what happens is those ideas that you've got that you couldn't do anything with go into the back of your mind. They sort of mull around. I think of it as putting something on the back burner, like a stew or a soup or something, and you put all the ingredients together and then you let it simmer. And then after a while, it's a perfectly good end product. And so that's the concept of incubation, because your brain is still thinking about those things, even if you are not consciously working on it. So those are the kinds of things that I talk about on Thursday usually. Then one of the next things that's coming up is something that's called percolation, like coffee percolates, which is very similar to incubation. Um, and also we'll explain why if you buy a new car, suddenly you see that car everywhere. But, that's connected to actually learning and what your brain is doing. So if you're kind of interested in those kinds of things and how you think and how you think through and how you learn, hang around. This is the place to be. I'd love to have you. If there's anything in particular you'd like to know more about or have a question about when it comes to the topic of learning, send me a message and ask me. I might be able to do something about it or create something that could help you do something with it. So I just wanted to share that with you. Was there anything else? I don't know. I think that's about it. Um, oh, because I made some notes, scribbled my piece of paper over here because I wanted to make sure I didn't forget anything. I probably will, but absent-minded professors. Um, I already forgot what I was going to say. Oh, absent-minded professor, literally. Even though you might have gotten something about commas or reading, I don't specifically talk about grammar or writing, at least not in the sense of talking about those particular things. I might pull something in about how this will work. For example, if you're struggling on writing a paper, how incubation might help you write that paper. But I'm not going to necessarily sit here and help you diagram sentences. Not that anybody wants to diagram sentences, even though I can still do it, or anything else like that. So if you want more information on those kinds of things, let me know and I'll see what I can do to find out information or that's connected to that. I'm still thinking in terms of doing something that might given a comma sense might be something like apostrophes or sentences or something like that. And so if there's something specific that you would like to know, send me and I'll see what I can do to come up with it. I think that's about it for an introduction. I'm usually not quite this short. You've ever had an instructor that sort of like talked on and on and on and on? Yeah, that's me too. Um, but hopefully you get something out of the comments that I make. A lot of people seem to think that I do. They like my quotes. They stay around for my comments. So hopefully you'll find that I'll be interesting and helpful for you as well. So again, I want to welcome you um, to my little corner of the world. And for those of you who have not taken a look at the Best Summer Ever bundle, you might want to go do it because it's going to only be around for a few more hours, depending on when you see this. And it's got some really cool things in it. It seems to be going really well, and a lot of things have been available. I've heard some good things that people are really happy with what was available. So go take a look at it. Again, if you get the freebie bundle, it's free. You can go in and take a look. If you don't like anything, you leave. That's the end of that story. So you don't have to spend money just to go look at it. Um, think about it going into the upper tier of the VIP bundle if you want to, if you like the bottom one, but that's about it. So that's my commercial plug. Um, got one more commercial plug that's coming up, but I'll tell you about that probably next week. So again, I hope to see you around. I hope you find me interesting enough to at least hang around for a little while to see what else I've got that might be helpful to you, because I think I've got a lot of stuff that could be helpful to you. But we will see. So, oh, by the way, if you see, uh, there's this over there under that little white mound, you might see Penny. She's my dog, right? She loves to burrow, so she's under something. I keep something there so she can crawl under it. So you might see her pop in every once in a while. So if you see the little white mound move and you wonder what it is, that's the dog. Okay. So with that in mind, I hope to see you around and we'll chat with you later. Oh, by the way, I don't do really well with video and editing, so if you sit there and kibitz, this is probably not to be the place you want to be. Okay? All righty. Take care. We'll see you later. Bye.